RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right, what's up, my friends? Nice to see everybody. This is Tara Devlin, unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Oh my God, I'm reeling. I'm absolutely reeling right now from what we witnessed earlier today. I'm embarrassed to be an American. I can't believe how much the baboon and his baboon party have shamed this country. And I guess that's where we're going to start today. And so thank you for hanging out. What the mother. And JD is here. Nice to see you, JD, from England. I was watching some news reports from across the pond from different perspectives. The one perspective is that America is lost. And it's a universal point of view from our Democratic allies. America is lost, and Europe is going to have to go it alone now. I am absolutely ashamed, to tell you the truth. I don't even know how to start. I really don't know, because I feel sick to my stomach. When I was watching that press conference, I literally felt like I was going to puke. And I don't know if it was from the disgrace of it, or the shame, same thing, or the anger, the rage inside of me. Because I feel so enraged when I think about every person, every man, woman who gave their life for democracy. That's what I think about when I see that effing baboon disgrace us, side us with Putin, side us with North Korea. This baboon and his cowardly administration of lickspittles, and they all are, because they're all out there spinning it. Even that filthy Marco Rubio, who sat in the Oval Office. I don't know how he slunked, slouching in a chair without his spine. I just don't know how these people look at themselves in the mirror. They're all out there praising the baboon for what he did. Then Zelinsky. Okay, I don't even know. I'm getting ahead of myself. For those who don't know, okay, let's start from the beginning. Thank you for hanging out. We meet here every Friday evening. This is unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity, no matter what goes on in the Oval Office. We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Not them, that's for sure. And we also have to remember that we're not in the minority here. You know who gave us this regime, this baboon regime? 31% of the voting public. Okay, 31%. That's not half the country. It may be half of the people who turned out on election day, but it's certainly not half the country. And as Greg Palast says, if you go to gregpalast.com and check out, he's got the numbers right there. If not for the Republican dirty tricks, we wouldn't even be in this boat. And this is why, the Democrats have really got to get it together, and get a clue. Stop playing nice. Do they realize what we're up against? These baboons have us on the same side as North Korea. Kim Jong-un, Xi, friggin' Putin, the world's pariahs, the world's pimples on the ass of the world. And we're just going to have to take it? It's an absolute disgrace. Okay, so Okay, where do I begin? Yeah, well, thank you everyone for hanging out. And I want to thank Jim. Thank you. I see you there, Jim. Thank you, Jim, for being a moderator here and also being a moderator for the Tara show with myself, Tara Devlin, and Tara Dublin on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, hi, Boudica. You want to see Buddha? Come here, Booty. We need you. Oh, she walks away. Jesus Christ. I was going to get some emotional cat support in here, but she walked away. Booty. Come here, Booty. All right, later. Whatever. That's we'll do that later. I meant to do that. Okay, and so thank you, Jim. Also, I heard, pray tell, I heard the Tara show might be going to 3 days a week. All right, that might be good, right? So, Jim, I mean, no pressure, but I'm just saying, it might be going to 3 days a week. Already, after 2 shows, you know. They asked us to do some more shows, so, yeah. That's good. We got some good engagement. So if you haven't subscribed to the Political Voices channel, please do. And it's there. That's where the Tara show is. Hopefully, because we're trying to get the numbers up. They have a lot more subscribers. There's only, but it's, it's not a lot. It's like they have 200,000 subscribers, something like that. And it's building. I mean, they have more publicity, like the Stephanie Miller show. They have been plugging it. Some of the big wigs, the big names. Hopefully we'll get more views and subscribers, and then that'll translate into, being able to friggin' sustain myself, so I can, maybe we can have a daily show at a set time. Maybe that is not the impossible dream, right? Yes, and Malcolm Nance is at the Political Voices. That's what I'm telling you. We're gonna get him on. We're gonna get some good guests because Tara Dublin. I feel really good about it because she's great. I love her, and she knows a lot of people. So we've already been discussing getting getting guests like Malcolm Nance on the show, and I can't wait. And on Thursday we will open the phones. So if you want to call, and it goes by pretty quickly, so maybe we'll end up with a show that's a little longer. I don't know when that'll happen. They gotta get their shit together. They really do need some big billionaire benefactors. That's the problem. Like George Clooney, like where the fuck is he? He fucks us over and then he bugs off. He lives in Italy. You don't even have to live in this goddamn consequences, right? But I'm so sick of it. Okay. And also, I just want to say hi, Charlie. Hope you're feeling good, feeling all right. If you're listening, Charlie from APS Radio News. One day at a time. Just take care of yourself. Do what you got to do. That's it. There's the saying, you got to help. Whatever. What's the thing? When you're going down in an airplane, you got to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you put it on somebody else. Charlie's he just needs a little love. So, hi, just sending you love. That's all. So you got to take care of yourself. And don't worry. Don't worry about it. All right. Listen. Also, so if you can become a patron, please do. Patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Because this is it. This is the liberal media. I know. And we're in this boat. We have a baboon in the Oval Office and whatever that is, that eyeliner wearing, totally heterosexual, underwhelming man-child. We have them, who's funded by a democracy-loathing dictator, by the way. I have to say, never hear that on the corporate media. You know what an embarrassment it is to live in this country with this corporate media, these lick spittles. That's what's so shocking, I have to say. How fast all of these corporations fell into line without any resistance at all. I mean, all that bullshit about democracy dies in darkness, or whatever else they all gave lip service to when the last time. Remember when the baboons sent the mob of baboons, the traitors, to the Capitol to defecate and urinate in the halls and beat cops and hang the vice president and all that? And remember that when I and all of the corporations were all putting out these, and the billionaires, who pretended they were so appalled, like Zuckerberg and all these other, like the guy from Google. What are you doing? Stop it. This is Tara Devlin. I'm yelling at the cats. Be right back. What are you doing? Somebody slipped a note under my door. And I don't know what it is. And the cats are like pulling at it. Yes. So yes, I see on the chat. And it's something probably from looks like just nothing bad. It looks like the co-op's newsletter. But yes, I didn't buy anything today. Today was what was it called? I don't know. I don't even know who organized it, but I got a lot of texts and messages about it. So it was pretty well known, and hopefully nobody bought anything today, and hopefully I don't know. We'll see the reports. Did it make a difference? Does anything make a difference? I don't know. So, oh, hello. Thank you, John, for I just received your a little note saying more treats for the tutty tats. Well, they got a lot of treats. You got to see their bellies. But that's what cats are there for, right? To big fat bellies. You can rub their big fat bellies. Well, not too fat, hopefully. So you don't want them to get sick. So thank you, John. Really, thank you so much. Where are you on the chat there? I don't see you. Thank you for listening. All right. And keep coming back. It works if you work it, so work it, you're worth it. All right, listen. Where do we begin? What a nightmare. I don't even know. I'm absolutely speechless, really, thinking of what we witnessed. Should we play it? I have the whole damn thing. We can play some of it. What really pissed me off was that JD Vance. Oh, and also, I didn't get a chance to grab it, but we could play it off the screen. Zelinsky went to Fox News after he had already been booked at Fox News, and with Bret Baier, he was interviewed by Bret Baier, and of course, the first question out of their mouth, and it is their mouth, even though I know it's Bret Baier, but they're all speaking with one unified fascist propagandist voice. Right? I mean, because that's the worst thing you can do if you're a Republican, is stray outside the dictums of their talking points, because they all ran out to first of all, a lot of these scumbags, if they had any praise for Zelinsky, they deleted it from their social media accounts, and then they all, had to praise traitor Trump for being strong when he was the weakest little bitch that you could really ever imagine. So, oh yeah, here it is. Where is it? It's such an embarrassment. But he went to Fox News, and the first question was, do you owe Trump an apology? Do you owe Trump an apology? These bullies, these little petty bitches doing Putin's bidding, jumped on Zelinsky. This is a man who, when they said when Putin invaded, they had offered, I think it was the United States offered to get him out of there, get Zelinsky out of there. And he said, I don't need a ride. I need bullets. So this guy's been on the front lines with his country, fighting for his country, for democracy. You know, putting their asses on the line. These traitors, these Republicans, they're not fit to lick his taint. That's for sure. To walk in his shoes, they would never do it. These are people who can't even stand up to an NFT salesman, a multi-level marketing vitamin scammer with a history of sexual assault, a convicted felon. Like, they can't even say boo to this baboon. They had numerous times. There were numerous opportunities to stand up to him. They could have impeached him twice. You know, he was impeached twice with he had the most bipartisan votes for impeachment in American history. All Mitch McConnell had to do was muster a few more. If they all stuck together, they would have been able to get rid of the baboon. Now, we know he's a baboon, and we only know what we know, but they know a lot more. You know, these are people that have security clearance, that know the other side of the story, and they know he's a traitor. They know, and and in the Oval Office today, he's like, Russia hoax. Biden sucks. Biden's weak. Everybody's weak. He gave you blankets. I gave you this. All bullshit. And that's why I think, where the fuck is Biden, by the way? You know? Where is Harris? And what I think is they should be out here. This is not normal. This is not normal times. Don't go disappearing into the background like a good ex-president. You know, the days of that kind of decorum are behind us. Really, they should be out there giving a press conference. And because the corporate media couldn't ignore that, could they? The corporate media could ignore Hakeem Jeffries and any other Democrat. They could ignore the boring speech, the uninspiring speeches of Chuck Schumer, if he can ever stop looking down at his paper. But they couldn't ignore Harris if she got out there, or Biden, to set the record straight. Could they? And that's what the Democrats should be doing, in my opinion. Get out. I mean, I know Biden, he's probably fucking tired. He's like, look, I tried. And you bitches, you chose that again. You know, by a slim minority. That's, I guess majority. He won more. But he won more votes against, not like the last time. He received fewer votes the last time, and he won the Electoral College. This time, he didn't win the popular vote. They keep saying that he did. He did not. More people voted against him than voted for him. So he won more votes, but he won 50%, less than 50% of the vote. So he didn't win, the popular vote. So fuck him. And the other thing is, he's a baboon, but he's also. It's not 50% of the country. Only 60-something% of the voting public came out. Of that percentage, 31% voted for the baboon. And Harris, I mean, he has the slimmest margin in any election in over 100 years. So there you go. He doesn't have a mandate to overturn the world order, the democratic world order. He doesn't have a mandate to pull us out of NATO, to do everything that they're doing, to make America weak, to make America small. The only thing he's doing is pleasing Putin, which says everything, you know? Hold on. So let's see. I hate these I really do. Really the people who voted for this baboon, shame on you. You should be ashamed. And it doesn't matter how many times Trump will go out there and say that he won, he's the strongest, he's the best, he did it right, he did everything right, he does it, perfectly, perfect this. Stop it. God damn it. Why doesn't everybody just go to sleep? Now they're fighting, now they're running, they're screaming, they're running. Go lay down, please. It doesn't matter what they say. We all saw it. They're disgusting. They are, they embarrassed us as a nation. And here's the other thing. Something that I don't hear on the corporate media either. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Let's play the video because I got to do something with the fucking cats. Cut it out, you two. I apologize. Let me play the video and then I'm gonna put Tara Jr. in the bedroom. So they're just having a moment today. And I don't mean to. It is what it is. This is the liberal media. You don't see this happening on Fox News, right? You don't see because. They got studios. I got cats. Let me see. Where is it? All right. I don't know. Should I play the whole thing? Well, let's start here.
Message for them.
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal.
Oh, fuck him. He acts like he's such a deal maker, right? We gotta have a deal. Like all my great deals, like when I bankrupted the casino. Gotta have a deal. This is the deal maker who gives Putin everything he wants right out of the gate. What are you dealing with? You gotta do this. You gotta give Putin everything. You gotta give him everything he wants. And that's the deal. Do everything for Putin, everything that Putin wants, and... you got nothing. You got no negotiating, anything to negotiate with. That's what a great deal maker he is. You see, he's full of shit. Are we all in this? Are we in a fucking delusion here? Is 31% of the country in a delusion? That's why I have to ask, because I know what Trump is. I have eyes. I have a very big brain, And I know what Trump is. When people see that him selling Bibles, selling NFTs, selling golden sneakers, acting, just being a petty little greedy, grubby, grifty bitch, they think that's great. They think that there's something not, they think there's nothing wrong with that. They think that's presidential. They think that is a man fit to stain the Oval Office with the stench. I don't understand how they have such a low opinion of this country. I wouldn't let somebody of that low caliber babysit my cats, right? If I went away and I needed someone to come and babysit the cats, you want to make sure they know cats. They love cats. They know what they're doing. They're trustworthy. That they're not going to screw you over. That there's there are people who say who will do what they say they'll do. Not a little grifty bitch who's only in it for the money. There's more important things in the world than money, especially when you're running a country. That's the other thing that I'm so sick of, what Republicans have done to us. Where did this bullshit come from that we should run government like a business? Because government is not a business. The country is not a business. There are some things you got to invest in. There are things you got to do that don't turn a profit. It's not about making a profit, you fucking baboons. Right? I'm talking to the Trumpanzees when I call them the baboons, but not you guys. But you know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta take care of people. You have to educate people. You gotta clean shit up. You gotta do things. You gotta make natural, I don't know, make parks and whatever the fuck. You got to say, this is designated land for our beautiful national parks that they're fucking destroying now. I mean, it's like so embarrassing, everything they're doing. And this is the thing I never hear on corporate media. Because what is the meaning of life? You know, you don't hear this on corporate media. And I'm sorry I keep saying it, but it's the truth. Because they have really screwed us. They've let us down. We're in this boat because of corporate media, because of the propaganda and money in politics, and that's why we're here. Greed. Look how orange he is too. He just looks like shit. Oh God, where is the Grim Reaper when you need him? But anyway, legally and peacefully. Mother effers. And thank you, Jack, for your super chat. And your cute little emoji hippo on a chair. I never saw that one before. Thank you, Jack. And yeah, all right, so.
To say really terrible things about Putin and then say, hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal? That doesn't work that way.
Fuck you. I mean, what a little bitch, right? He thinks that Putin is such a petty little bitch like him, that everything is about a personal relationship. That's not what it's about, you stupid bitch. Is it? I mean, really, think about what a dumb asshole he is. What a dumb bastard he is. Anybody could see him coming a mile away. Oh, you don't think Putin is playing him for the fool that he is? All I gotta do is praise this asshole. All I gotta do is promise him a tacky hotel in Moscow. And this bitch will turn the American government into an appendage of my affairs. That's it. All you gotta do. And he really thinks that it's personal with him. Oh, well, Putin likes me. Yeah, that's why he won't, what? That's why you can trust him, right? And we all know, see, this is why I hate Republicans on top of everything else. He goes on, well, you'll see, Russia. The fact is, that's not a hoax. And I also hate the corporate media, by the way, and the White House press pool. What a disgrace. That's how when we can no longer ask ourselves how it happened in Germany because we're watching it. It happens because people are cowards, especially conservatives. They are cowards, man. They really are. And there've been many studies about large amygdalas, that people with large amygdalas are, they're the fear centers in the brain, that they're attracted to conservative ideology, because conservatism is a fear-based ideology. Everyone in your place. We will make order out of society, because society is very complex and scary. It's the scary, complex world of others who don't know their place, and you need daddy to save you. And that's why they're all like, daddy's home, daddy's home. I mean, Freud would have a field day with these people. But they're not that hard to unpack. They're like my cats, really. You can get into their heads relatively quickly. Daddy's home, daddy's home. It's because, even that statement alone, it says they are not the adults. They don't have autonomy. They're not fully fledged adults participating in civic life. They want daddy. They need daddy. When you're a kid and daddy is the boss, right? and mommy. But daddy, you do what daddy says. Daddy will, whatever. You got to follow what daddy says. Daddy's your boss. That's what they think. And I don't know why, no one points it out, of course, on the corporate media because they're too busy, I guess, doing a poll or trying to find both sides of it. But in order to have a functioning democracy, you gotta be the adult. You have to mature. You gotta grow up. You don't need daddy. We overthrew daddy. He was called King George. Hold on, I'll be right back. I mean, right? Am I wrong? For real. So daddy's home and he's pissed. They have a very, very angry daddy. And what they're talking about is daddy's home in general. Daddy, their authoritarian daddy, is home. He's pissed. He's going to take out the belt. He's going to beat you. He wants to beat democracy into autocracy. Daddy's home. That's what they're talking about. And I don't know why people are afraid to call him out. But if you watch that White House press corps, they should all be embarrassed. A lot of these people, they went to journalism school. They spent a lot of money in college. Their parents or whatever, they took out loans. They went to study journalism. And there you are in the White House press pool. Doing what? You don't push back. All you are stenographers for a pathological liar. You let him lie. You sit there taking down the lies, and then you amplify the lies. What's the point? Go home. Do some work. Go. Find an actual story. Find a source. Do like Woodward and Bernstein. They didn't need to go into the White House press pool. What are you doing? Asking questions to a pathological liar. Everything's going to be a lie. He's a liar. We all know it. He has no shame. And he has no dignity. He is a bitch of autocrats. He has an upside-down view of the world. He hates America, like all Republicans do. Not all. I mean, some of them. Where are they, though? Actually, now that I'm taking that back a little. Because if you don't hate America, where are you, Republicans? Where were you today? Where are you? Where were you when the impeachment was going through? Where were you? You were like Mitch McConnell, right? Just couldn't pull that last chord. Why? Why, old man? How much more time do you have on the planet? And that's how you're going to be remembered. As the shameful, really as Hindenburg was remembered. I think we've talked about that before. How Germany has Hindenburg and we have Mitch McConnell. So, okay. Look at this fucking asshole's face.
I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody.
Bullshit! You bullshit. See, don't listen to what I say. Listen to what I do. They want the opposite. Don't watch what they do. Just take them at their word. Take my word for it. It's like nobody's ever seen. I'm not aligned with Putin. Well, then why are you always aligned with Putin? Why do you take Putin's word over your own intelligence agencies? Why? Okay.
Aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world.
No, bitch.
I'm aligned with the world.
Fuck
and I want to
you.
get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me.
Wow, the hatred. This motherfucker invaded his country. The hatred he's got for Putin. Fuck you. You should have hatred. You should at least have awareness and know what you're dealing with. You're dealing with the fucking devil. A dictator. Somebody that sends assassins into our allies' sovereign borders and murders people in the streets. You fucking dirtbag. Ooh, he's got such hatred for Putin. You can't have a deal. What are you, 12? Are you effing 12? Disgusting. Oh, he's so hatred. You know, Putin has never stopped attacking this country. With propaganda, with lies. Of course, now Elon Musk and the rest of these scumbags like Zuckerberg let him right in. And all of these maggots just eat it. Eat it, eat the fucking propaganda. Like it's their mother's milk, these pricks. For all of the conspiracies these assholes see everywhere. They don't see the conspiracies right in front of their faces all the time. And this dumb bastard, oh, such hatred for Putin. Like Putin gives a shit, really. You know, do you think Putin sits around going, he doesn't like me? No, you stupid asshole. Such hatred. How can we have a deal? Poor Zelinsky. Honestly, he looked like he was going to cry a couple of times. Probably from rage. You know, sometimes when I get incredibly mad, like your eyes just swell up and you're like, I don't know why. I really don't know how he sat there listening to these filthy draft-dodging pricks lecture him. These scumbags. Because, hey, Zelinsky knows the deal, too. He sees the unredacted memos, too. He has top secret security clearance. He knows the other side. The stuff that we don't get to see. I mean, what we see is bad enough. But Zelinsky knows what a traitor that piece of shit is. And honestly, at this point, I don't know. I guess he needs American money and what do you call it? And weapons. You know, we used to be the arsenal of democracy. Now we're just the arsenal of murdering school kids. The arsenal of incels. That's it.
To make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred.
Unbelievable.
And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side is exactly in love with, you know, him.
What the fuck is wrong with this fucking baboon? I'm sorry, it's going to be a lot of cursing. This is your warning. This is your, rating. I don't know what they call it. What's that called? I don't know. It's going to be an R-rated show. I don't know, all this hatred here. With, like, nobody's ever seen. Look at this fucking baboon. What did we do in a past life to deserve this?
So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen.
Sure, bitch. Let me see you be tough. He's not a tough guy. This is a guy that writes love letters to Kim Jong-un. So tough. This is the guy that embarrassed us in Helsinki. That's why I can't stand the idiots that voted for this again. Think about what they voted for. Just take a moment yet again to remember the first Trump term, how he left office with 1 million corpses in his wake, how he left office with the worst jobs record since Herbert Hoover, and then tried to overturn the election he lost and never stopped trying to overturn it, how he sent a mob of baboons defecate and urinate in the halls of the citadel of democracy, to hang his vice president, to hang the Speaker of the House, to hunt down a co-equal branch of government. This fucking traitor. And the Republicans had every opportunity to get rid of him. And they had not just the opportunity, they had the duty to do it. They took an oath to the Constitution, just like I did. Right? When I wore the uniform, fuck them. That's what makes me so angry. I think about everyone that ever died for this country. It makes me see, I can puke. The rage, the knot in my stomach, to watch this draft dodging coward who, when his country called, his feeties hurt, he's lecturing Zelinsky. Yeah. And JD Vance, who's been in public life, quote unquote, for the long term of 3 years, 3 effing years, since 2022, courtesy of Peter Thiel, a democracy-loathing billionaire. That, of course, the corporate media never pointed out. When your whole life is funded by a democracy-loathing billionaire, why is somebody that openly says they hate democracy, that they no longer believe in democracy, and why would they be funding you? You can't put 2 and 2 together, media? Be right back. And we're back.
So tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way. So
yeah,
that's
never
the way
get
it
a
goes.
deal, never get a deal. Well, how about you shut your fucking hole? Never get a deal. And I don't get how the morons that voted for him think that he's an actual deal maker when there's every evidence to the contrary, including when he was just a petty, tacky, disco-prowling grifter. Right? Like, how do you listen to this and think this is acceptable? Republicans, you think that this is the best you got? You filthy fuckers. How dare you all? I'm really up to the point where, and I've said it before though, like this country, I don't want to live in an autocracy. We should break this shit up. Fuck this. Enough. Go. You can have, take your Wyoming, Tennessee, all your shitty, poorly run red states. Take them. Then you can have your autocrat. You can have your no federal government. You can have your no social safety net, no health care. You could have measles galore. You could kill as many of your kids as you want. Leave us the fuck out of it. Leave the people who can function in democracy out of it. Because that's what it takes. It takes maturity. It takes a level of adulting to function in a democracy, to participate. You got to participate in civic life. Show up like an adult, not daddy. Daddy, what do I do, daddy? You pathetic little beta cucks, right? That's what I was like, oh, beta. But that's who they are. They need daddy. And it's not even a daddy that you can be proud of. It's a fucking baboon. Thank you, Elise, for your super chat. Thank you. Thank you for your support, and thank you for being there.
One more question.
Hey, I want to respond to this. So look.
Oh, here we go. Here goes Peter Thiel's bitch.
States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of...
No, it's not words, bitch. Nobody told Putin to invade Ukraine, bitch. He waited because he waited to see who won the election. And if he invaded, he wouldn't need to invade because he knew that the United States, if the baboon won, the United States would do nothing. They would give Ukraine. They would fucking pull out of NATO. Exactly. And Josie on the chat, they call this diplomacy? This is not diplomacy. These fucking baboons have embarrassed us. They have isolated us. They have made this country less safe. You think that there's a thing called the Five Eyes where you think that anyone's gonna share information with us now? No. Absolutely not. Jesus Christ. And the other thing is the disgrace that the fact is Ukraine was a nuclear power. Ukraine agreed to give up their nuclear arsenal in exchange for U.S. protection. They relinquished its arsenal in 1994 through a series of agreements. One was the trilateral statement and the Budapest Memorandum. And in exchange, they did it for security assurances from the United States. They agreed to transfer all of their their Soviet-era warheads to Russia for disarmament. So they know. So the Russians knew that the Ukrainians were basically, they weren't a nuclear power. In return, the United States and the UK provided security assurances that Ukraine's territorial integrity would be respected. And if not, the U.S. offered to financially compensate Ukraine for, and assist in their security needs. So we've reneged on that agreement. And no, I don't understand how the corporate media never points that out either. Oh, Peter Griffin on the chat. That would be like saying Texas is a nuclear power. So, Peter, I'm not getting into it with you, but you're wrong. Ukraine had agreed to transfer all their nuclear warheads to Russia for disarmament. What is your fucking point? They had a nuclear arsenal which was deliberately negotiated and dismantled. Negotiated away and dismantled. What are they fucking negotiating? Cuckoo voodoo? What is it, like a fucking Trump NFT? That you just have to believe? Or a Trump crypto? Why even have all of these agreements or meetings and any kind of treaty on something that doesn't exist? So fuck off. I'm not in the mode. Give me a break here.
United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Oh, fuck you. Why don't you just give him a head, JD? Just get down, do the human caterpillar. You can attach yourself to Trump's ass. Trump can attach himself to Putin's ass. And talk about diplomacy. This is not diplomacy. Embarrassing the American people in front of the world is not diplomacy.
Sure. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now the President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
No,
2014 and
2014.
Yeah. So
2014. He wants
he
wants to sound like he's smart. 2015. No, 20. Oh, well, I wasn't here because if I was, it would be perfect. It would be like the perfect phone call, right? Oh, what a petty little bitch. What did we do in a past life to deserve this? To deserve this albatross around our national neck? Thank you, Josie, for your super chat. Wake up, Dems. We're circling the drain. Exactly. It's embarrassing. There will be, I mean, okay, I don't want to say that. But what I hope does not happen is because of what these baboons are doing, they have made us, small, that's for sure, and isolated and alone. They have, you realize that when JD Vance was in Germany, when he was chastising everybody about democracy because they were coming down a little too hard on the Nazis, on the neo-Nazis. And, if we could take a couple of years of Greta Thunberg, you could take a few months of Musk, as if they're the same thing, right? But as soon as that happened, our former European allies had an emergency meeting without the United States. And that's going to happen now. That's it. These baboons have fucked us. And if you think that Kim Jong-un, Xi, and Putin have our best interest at heart, you have not been paying attention. But Trump thinks he's got a good relationship with Putin because he's that stupid. He's that dumb. You got to make a deal. This is the dumb bastard that bankrupted a casino. And we know how he did it. There were books written about him, how he paid top dollar for everything because he doesn't know how to make deals. He's not a deal maker. He's a baboon. And, I mean, really, I'm not a business person. I never said I was, but I pretty much could probably tell you I wouldn't bankrupt the casino. And because he was told that he was going to go bankrupt by a real accountant. A real accountant looked at his numbers in the casino and said, look, you keep going on like this, you will be bankrupt in 2 months. And he fired him and then sued him for slander. And of course the guy won. The accountant won. But that's who he is. And the Republican Party is really a disgrace to everything that, that they pretend to stand for. Please. Okay.
Right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy? JD, you are speaking about. What do you mean?
I'm talking.
Yeah, they tried. They've been dealing with the bloodthirsty dictator. He cannot be trusted. Look at the baboon sitting there with the big hung dog look on his face. He doesn't know anything that Zelinsky is saying. He knows what he hears on Fox News. He's an isolated baboon, and no one has the balls to tell him the truth. They tell him what they think he wants to hear, which is the curse of every authoritarian regime. And if God help us, if they're successful, this can't be allowed to stand. This can't be allowed to continue. They are fucking us from without and within. Everything that they're doing doesn't make America great. It doesn't make America strong. It makes America small, isolated, alone. It makes the American people suffer. I mean, have you seen all of these baboons in the cabinet? These motherfucking, Kash Patel saying he wants the FBI to train with the UFT? What? Is it the UFT? Now I'm saying that. The WWE. Where is this? Hold on, not the UF. That's the United. What is it called? Hold on, let me look. Not the UFT. Wait, FBI Kash Patel. Oh, can you believe that? Oh my God. And Don Bongino. If you're an FBI agent, imagine you're an FBI agent. You train. Oh, UFC. UFT. I was saying that that's the United Federation of Teachers. UFC. They're all like dumbasses. They're all like adolescents who never got a lot of love, I suppose, from their mothers. Their fathers beat them and called them gay slurs, probably. They hate themselves. They're stunted emotionally, spiritually, sexually, no doubt. And they are inflicting it on America. Yeah, he wants the, what is this? Kash Patel proposed establishing a formal relationship with the Ultimate Fighting Championship to enhance agents' physical fitness and self-defense skills. It's like Ted Cruz when he tweeted the Russian propaganda video about the recruiting for the Russian military, where they had all of these super buff guys that looked like machines, jumping out, just doing all of these fantastical things that human beings really can't do, and praising it to the hilt because, America's weak. According to them, they love Russia. These baboons love Russia so much. Why don't they just go there? This is what really pisses me off, too. Just move there. Get the fuck out and move to Russia. Just because you lack the decency, the maturity, the morality, the intelligence, the understanding, the adulting ability to function in a free democratic society, doesn't mean that you get to change the system that so many actual courageous patriots fought, bled, and died to entrust to us. You don't get to change that into an authoritarian hellscape like what Putin has. You don't get to do that. But here we are. They're doing it with the help of all of the cowards, the cowardly Republicans, and their corrupt flunkies on the court. Just how the Nazis did it. That's why, thank you guys for supporting the show and the liberal media, the real liberal media here and at the Political Voices Network and Robyn Kincaid and Mike Malloy. Because why? During all that time when they were shoving all the unqualified flunkies onto the court, none of the corporate media mouthpieces would ever dare make the observation, the very obvious observation, that the Republicans were following the Nazi playbook, and that's what they were doing. This is exactly what the Nazis did, and I would tell you for years. That's how the Nazis took over Germany. It didn't happen overnight. It took them a long time, and they did it legally through the system. They used the system to destroy the system. And part of that included shoving Nazis onto the bench, onto the court. So when their crimes against the German Constitution would come to light, or they would be sued, or they would encounter a Nazi judge that would nullify it. Just like this corrupt and illegitimate Supreme Court that gave the baboon immunity. And every other court, every jurist, every pundit said it was impossible. Right? Remember when they took that case and all the corporate media pundits were like, well, this is concerning because it's a slam dunk. Why wouldn't they just let the lower court ruling stand? Why would they take this immunity case? Why is it taking them so long? It's a no-brainer. Of course, presidents aren't immune. But there they are. There they are. He's got to be. Remember what that fucking baboon... I know, that's the word tonight, baboon. They are baboons. That baboon Roberts wrote in the opinion, the immunity opinion, or was it who wrote that opinion? It doesn't matter. One of the baboons wrote it. He said that the president had to act boldly and swiftly or something like that in order to do their duty. What the where in the Constitution does it say, first of all, that the president has to be bold? And where in the history of the United States and the Constitution has not having immunity hindered a president from being bold? Fucking bastards. No, and I'll answer the question. Never. It never did. These scums. And fuck you, anyone who voted for them. For the baboons. For the Republicans. You should all be ashamed. I keep thinking about my doctor. I told you. My doctor, when I went to the doctor, I made the mistake of thinking the doctor was a normal person. And he asked, and it was just a checkup. By way of the checkup, how you feel. Are you depressed? That's what they asked those questions. And I said, well, I'm not looking forward to the next 4 years of the baboon. And he said, well, you didn't vote for Trump? No. Not in a million years. And he said that he voted because the crime in New York City, when in reality, Crime in New York City is lower, was lower then, and is lower, was lower under Joe Biden than it was under the first administration of the baboon. That is just a fact. Crime. But there you go. It's living proof that propaganda works. Propaganda. That's why this show and others like it are so important. I know everybody keeps saying it, but it's true. That's why. You know, like all of the monsters, all the idiots that voted for traitor Trump, where are they getting, like all of a sudden, you notice how they're after trans people. They never gave a shit. They never fucking thought twice about a trans person in their whole damn life until they started stirring up the hate. Right? That's how it works. Because everything starts with a conversation. And authoritarian regimes understand in order to get their bullshit passed, in order to take over a country, they need communications. They need all the communication outlets. They got to get their lies into the empty heads of the idiots. All right.
Talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yeah,
how dare you?
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media.
Who is doing that? You see, I mean, this is why they gaslight the entire country. It's disrespectful to come here and litigate this in front of the media. Who is doing that? You did it, JD. So did that baboon. The other baboon. Sitting there like a baboon. I mean, don't tell me he doesn't look like a baboon. Like an old baboon. Well, one of the old baboons that is gonna croak any minute. You go to the zoo. They've been in the zoo too long. It's a very sad sight.
Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems.
How dare you?
You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
Right.
I have been to.
Count one.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what
The
happens is
stories.
you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President.
Wow.
Do you disagree that you've had problems? Bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to...
He's not attacking. You stupid bastard. You shouldn't litigate. You shouldn't come here and litigate this in front of the press. You did that. That's the Republicans. I know you are, but what am I? That's what my brother used to do when we were growing up. He was so fucking annoying. My brother. Well, I'm the youngest. He used to grab my hand. He'd go, "Stop hitting yourself," right? And he used to make me hit myself with my hand. That's what this is. Stop hitting yourself.
Prevent the destruction of your country.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it.
That's right. We're lucky. We're not bordered by an authoritarian state that wants to overtake us. We got Canada to the north and Mexico to the south, and we can piss them off, that's for sure, but they're not going to invade us. I wish they would. Please, Canada, come liberate us. God, can we become Canadian? New York, California. We should put this on the... I wonder what would happen if we made, how California has those referendums. I wonder. I bet you people would vote for it. Because enough is enough, really.
In the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem.
Yeah, bitch. How come he never talks to Putin like this? He never has such strong words for the autocrats of the world. He just has strong words for democracies, for allies. Or Netanyahu, you're right. That's the other thing. They're like, you should be more thankful. All Zelinsky does is thank the American people. But Netanyahu, you talk about somebody that expects. What did he tweeted something recently, Netanyahu, demanding money from the American people. Let me see. Let me look this up. And I was like, could you imagine if Zelinsky said something like that? It was during Biden. Like, he was like, what's holding up the money? And I was like, wow. Of course, it's different rules. Let's see. I'm trying to find it.
Tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
Oh, fuck you with his
You're in no
finger.
position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influenced.
We're going to feel very
We're
good.
going to
and
feel
very
good
strong.
when you're off this mortal coil. You realize that? We're going to feel good. Because I often wonder, what did we do? What did humanity do in a past life to deserve this disgusting, tax cheating, draft dodging, convicted felon, rapist, dirtbag, Bible selling asshole? What did we do? How much longer, Joe? How much longer are we going to take it? How much longer? With the fact is, they're 31%. 31% brought us this nightmare. 31% of the voting public. It's not half, not anywhere close. We're going to feel good. We're going to feel strong. Yeah, you feel real strong, don't you, traitor Trump?
Influence.
You're right now not in a very good position.
How dare
You've
you.
allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and
of
he
the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a good
Brown,
position.
I
You don't
was
have the cards right
How
now.
dare
With
you.
us, you start having
not playing
cards. But
cards.
right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
Yeah, you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president.
lives
Wow.
of millions of
What,
people.
you think
You're
you-
gambling
Fuck
with
you.
World War III.
What? Who's gambling, you dumb bastard? You're gambling with World War III. Yo, you are. You are. If you think that Putin is somebody to be trusted, if you think that Putin is a man of his word, it's Putin gambling with World War III, and we're gambling with it if we let Ukraine fall. You fucking baboon. God. With his finger. Jesus Christ. What did we do to deserve
You're
this?
gambling with
What is
World
thinking
War
about?
III. And
Yeah.
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with
back
all
to
respect
you.
How dare
Far
you.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you
Oh,
said thank
fuck
you once
you.
this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
Have
No,
you said thank you once? Listen to these monsters. Oh, my God. Listen to them.
This
Even
entire meeting,
today,
have you said thank
even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of
He
appreciation.
met with Harris and Biden, the vice president and fucking president of the United States. And then he met with the con man. Because he didn't know who was going to win, but he met with the fucking president. You campaigned. I hate these people. They're too small. They're too small to lead this country. And I hate anyone who voted for them. You should be ashamed. Like my doctor. I should get a new fucking doctor. tonight, God damn it. How dare these people?
Appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
You eat my ass, you fucking
You think
billionaire's bitch.
If you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble.
God.
Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country
You've
is in big trouble.
done a lot of talk. He should have walked out. You see? He should have walked out. Thank you, Dana Jim, for your super chat and your very cute emoji. Thank you. It helps. It means a lot. Wow. I gotta get a new doctor. Yes, Mark. I do. I'm pissed thinking about it more and more. But I was wondering, I just want to, go back one time and say, how's that working out? Because there's a lot of people, immigrants who go to that doctor. I don't know where he's from, but, he speaks Spanish. And it's always a very multicultural waiting room. And I wonder, that's the thing I thought. I thought they took a Hippocratic oath, first do no harm. Well, you did a lot of harm there.
I know.
Wow. I don't know how he sat there. And I guess he thought, what do I do? Should I walk out? Should I not? He should have walked out, but then that would have been it. And he's thinking about the bigger picture of his country, and guess it's sort of like, what do you do? It almost, you could see his eyes, looking watery. Which made me think he was fucking raging inside. Boudica, come here, Bobo.
You're not winning. You're not winning this.
Wow.
You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of
Mr.
us.
President,
How dare
we are staying in
you.
our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thanks.
president, $350 billion.
Lie,
You
We
lie.
gave you military
lie.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about West
if you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment,
Wow.
this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
Fuck
3
you.
days.
Bullshit. First of all, bullshit. If you didn't have our military, why don't you all fuck off to Maramoron, okay? Leave the world to people who give a shit about it. You little fucking such small people.
I heard it from Putin in 3 days. This is something
Maybe
big.
less.
In 2 weeks. Of course he has.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this, I tell you.
Business.
Thank you.
I said a lot of
except
times
that there,
secret
except
to
that,
American people.
except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate
dare
those
you.
disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American
How
media.
dare you? How dare you? It's like they really do count on the stupidity of the people who vote for them. They really do, because we saw that. We saw what happened. Am I missing something? It wasn't Zelinsky who was the aggressor here. It wasn't him fighting it out. What's he supposed to? He was like, he barely could talk. These fucking monsters, these Peter Thiel and Elon Musk's bitches. Oh, they are loving it, Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, because they are Nazis. Both of them. Not me saying it. They say it. They are Nazis. And they fund this entire Republican Party. You should have done this off camera. Well, you should not have instigated a screaming match. He's not yelling at them. They're yelling at him, and he can't talk. But they, I guess, are used to the stupidity of the dumbasses who vote for them, believing whatever comes out of their mouths.
when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important.
I
That's why I kept
understand,
this going so
sir,
long.
he says.
You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you-
You're
Oh,
running low
like
on
you
soldiers.
care.
Listen,
Like you
you're
care.
running low on soldiers.
Who's going to die under Trump's administration this time? Last time it was 1 million dead. If he really cared about people dying, he would have fucking just taken himself out. Literally or figuratively. He would have just not ran for president, but he can't. He needed to run to escape the consequences of his life of crime, and he could count on the stupidity of the dumbasses who vote for him, but also the cowardice of the Republican Party. So, if he cared about life, liberty, just life alone. If you botch something that badly, if you leave office with 1 million corpses behind you, you should kind of take the L and bow out. Right? And nobody talks about that either on the corporate media. No one brings up the 1 million dead. It hasn't been that long, has it? 1 million dead. More dead from that baboon's ineptitude. Botching the response to the pandemic. More people died in this country than died in every single war combined. So, that alone should have been a disqualifier. But no. We got both sides. That's why I'm so sick of him going off on Biden and Democrats. Biden should be out there. Enough. I've had enough listening to this. He's a liar. He's an autocrat. He has embarrassed us on the world stage. He should be, impeached in the very least. But the American people should understand what's going on here. You know, we didn't give, blankets. As we say, you gave him blankets. I gave him javelins. Everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. And all he can do is blame me because he knows I'm not there to defend myself. But when he gets in front of me, he licks my ass. That's what Biden should say. You know, if I told him to get down on his knees, he would do it. Because that's what Biden said when he met the baboon. He said that Trump said to him, you're leaving me in good shape here. The economy's great. That's what he says to his face.
Soldiers, it would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire.
Oh my
I want to go
God.
and I wanted this.
You baby.
Look,
I don't want
you can get a ceasefire right now. I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men
Yes, because
stop
you're a
getting
man
killed.
of peace, right? The guy that wants to invade Canada. The guy that wants to invade Panama. Oh, God, I'm sorry. That's the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show. I'm sorry, Progressive Voices, for making you endure that again. But we will win one day because we're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Check out the Tara Show with myself, Tara Devlin, and Tara Dublin on the Political Voices Network every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you, Poppy, for your super chat. What the hell, Pop? We will win. I'll see you soon. Poppy? Poppy, can you hear me? I'm singing. I can't believe it's the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show. That's how fast it goes. It goes by so fast. Thank you, Poppy. You are my hero. You're so nice. You're my hero, Poppy. Are you on a cruise right now? Poppy, can you hear me?
To stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
With guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask
Fuck
our
you.
people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what-
That
what
wasn't
this
with me.
means. It
That was
wasn't
with
with you.
a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person.
fuck
that
you.
that was with
your
Obama.
president.
Who's not a smart person, except he gave you the best economy in the developed world, right, bitch? Created more jobs than the last whatever presidents combined. Oh, God, I can't take it. Oh, who's not a smart person? Why don't you grow up? We don't deserve this. You know, Republicans deserve this. They do. Because that's all they're good for. Is they need an underwhelming bloviator who's just as racist as they are to save them from the scary, complex world. But we don't deserve this. Like, we don't deserve this like that poor child in Texas didn't deserve to die from measles. A disease they didn't have to get. Talk about stupid, a stupid person. The entire stupid Republican Party. That's what happens when conservatives are in control. We have the numbers to prove. We have the stats to prove it. Suicides go up. Death by despair goes up. Alcoholism, death by overdoses, drunk driving accident, things that people want to kill themselves, hurt themselves. They all go, I can't wait to not wait. Excuse me. That's the wrong way to put it. But trust me, I don't want this to happen, but you realize it will happen under this baboon and the President Musk, the unelected South African sociopath. People are going to kill themselves. Families are going to be in disarray. Could you imagine all the pain and suffering they're causing? You lose your job, your mother loses her job, your father loses their job, the entire community. There are some of these communities that their number one employer are federal government workers, for some federal task force or whatever it might be. And a lot of it is in red states, like Oklahoma, for example. I was looking at the Leopards Eating My Face Reddit page, as I do, because it's keeping me alive during this time. And where is it? Here we go. Let's see if I can drag that over. See that? Massive Oklahoma job loss as 600 federal employees at the Tinker Air Force Base will be fired tomorrow. Tinker is the largest single-site employer in Oklahoma. And looky right here. Look at that map of Oklahoma. Good luck, boobies. You get what you voted for. See, I don't mind when that happens there because they only see the light when something affects them directly. So maybe they'll wake up, right? Maybe they'll wake up. Maybe that's what it takes. Exactly. Red. Hey. Is that haiku is now Redfoot 333? You changed your name? Well, Redfoot says, call your reps and senators and ask them what an oath means. Yeah. Hey, you changed your name. Okay, Redfoot. All right, you are Redfoot. It's all good.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama
you,
gave
bitch.
you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins.
What statement?
You got to be more thankful. Because let me tell you, you don't have...
Oh, my God. You got to be more thankful. Thank you, my lord. Thank you, my lord. Thank you. How much, what do you want, a blowjob? What do you want? You fucking disgrace. You fucking disgrace. Wow. We certainly do. Land of Enchantment says we get the government we deserve. Yes, we do.
Cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry, here.
It'll be a tough deal to make. Because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks
you.
What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
I wish it dropped on your head.
What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
Oh, yes, because that's all. Oh,
Let
me.
me tell
You think they respect you? Then you're as dumb as the idiots who voted for you. You really are. But here's the thing. That's why they're, he's such a piece of shit and a bloviating one at that, because he knows deep inside, not that deep either, because he's not that deep, that he's unfit. He knows he's in over his head. People who behave like that, it's a telltale sign that they hate themselves. They're inadequate. They understand how stupid they are. Somewhere in there. That's why he has to always talk so I'm strong, I'm bold. And that's why he's, if you hit me, I hit you back 10 times. Because he's weak. He's weak and tiny. And he knows it. It doesn't take Freud to figure it out. It's like a closet case. Always going on about how much they hate gays. Or, look at that bitch, oh, I like to bang her. Right? But that's him. That's why he's always like, and that's why we were talking about this the other day on the Tara show. It's when they talk about meritocracy. Oh, it's a meritocracy now, because they know it's not a meritocracy. That they know they wouldn't be anywhere without their privilege. Without their rich white boy privilege, they would be nowhere. They would be selling end times survival kits. They would be sued for selling roach-infested timeshares that no one can get out of. That's what they would do. They would be selling lemon, like shitty cars. Joe's last chance car lot. That's who they are. That's why he's like, I'm strong and Biden sucks. Everybody sucks but me. Because he knows how out of his league he is. That's the Billy is the biggest coward. That's him. That's why he wanted to have a parade of military parade in Washington, D.C. Remember that? The first time, like dictators do, like Putin has in Red Square, like Kim Jong-un does, get those missiles out and parade. Look at that, and everybody's got to give the big boy a salute. Oh, he loves to give those salutes. That draft dodging bone spur moron. Oh, he loves it. He still wants the parade. I'm sure he does. I wonder if he'll get it now that he has Pete Hegseth, which is a fucking disgrace. All of them. But the military parade is a sign of weakness. You know, the weak. Look at us. We are big. Boo, boo. Look at me. I'm a big boy. Bing, boo. What is it? 5 weeks and 4 days now? Or 5 days? this can't go on. This cannot go on. Something has to give. We will have to, get out in the street. It's going to be blood. There will be blood. Because what's going to happen is if people protest in the street, he's going to turn the military on the people. Pete Hegseth is not going to stop it. He will agree. And what will have to happen is that's why he's getting rid of all the generals. He's setting up for this event. He's got to put his own generals in there, his lickspittles. Because you are, as an officer, you are obliged not to follow illegal orders. But not if you're already a goddamn traitor who hates America and is confused about what this thingy is all about. Like Pete Hegseth. Imagine. What a disgrace. Pete Hegseth. He has no business. He ran 2 small veterans organizations into the ground. And now he's in charge of the entire Defense Department. The largest bureaucracy on earth. Oh, God, I can't take it. It is so embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. And God damn every scumbag that voted for it. You should be ashamed. Shame on you. Don't you have any dignity? That's your president. That's the fucking dirtbag you said, yeah, let's get more. He killed 1 million Americans. That's not enough for me. Let's get 1 million more. He says he wants to be a dictator. Okay, oh well. He's put all the clowns into every organization, every agency. How many more kids are going to die of measles and communicable, curable diseases that we thought we eradicated? I can't wait. It's very sad, though. The kid who died of measles, he didn't have to die. That's his complete choice of Republican policies and Republican stupidity. That poor kid had no chance. They didn't have a choice. They kill their own kids, these people. Oh, freedom. Those are freedom dots. It's not measles, it's freedom dots. Now all of a sudden, I don't know. See, this is what the Republicans do. If we had an actual leader and we were confronted with a worldwide pandemic, that would have been a perfect opportunity to unite the people. Right? We're going to get through this together. We're in this together. But the fucking Republicans don't give a shit about anybody else but themselves, so they use any opportunity to divide people. Because they can't steal. They can't turn America into an autocracy if the people are united. If we give a shit about our fellow Americans, how are they going to break us apart? How are they going to drink liberal tears and shit, right? That's the other thing that gets me so fucking annoyed that the corporate media never points out. If they always say, well, they just do it because they want to own the libs. Well, why don't you finish that phrase then? If you're motivated, if your reason for voting or supporting a policy is because you want to own, quote unquote, your fellow Americans, other people that you share this blip of time in this soil, this country with, you want to own them, you want to drink their tears, then you are a fucking traitor, frankly. You're not a patriot. What the hell is wrong with you? You want to drink your fellow Americans' tears? Who wants to drink Americans' tears but the enemies of America? So put that together. And anyone, that's the other thing, people who voted for this scumbag, this baboon, you voted in league with the American Nazi Party, the KKK. Don't you know? If you want to know somebody, look at their friends. Look at Putin. If the whole world of autocrats are as giddy as kids on Christmas morning, and our Democratic allies are appalled, you might want to reassess your choices. Who are you in league with? You know? Oh, it's not just those libs you want to drink the tears of. And you know what? These fucking bastards who I can't stand, all these assholes who are losing their jobs, thank God for unemployment insurance until Republicans do away with that too. But trust me, they won't have the manners, the maturity, the decency to say thanks, Dems, right? Thanks, libs, for passing policies that help the American people. Not just funnel money into the hands of the rich. That's all the Republicans do. Prove me wrong. You know what? If I was wrong and somebody posted about it and say, hey, look here, here's Republicans doing something good, we would talk about it. It's not like I'm just a blind, ideologue hating Republicans. No. But when I assess, my desire is to, live in a constitutionally limited democratic republic. Like I thought we were living in, or we were supposed to be living in, right? When I was young, when I was a kid and learning about America, you learn, of course, not all the ugly details, but I remember thinking, wow, I'm glad we're the good guys. I felt, oh, wow, I'm glad we are, we're on the right side of history. I'm glad we were the good guys. We helped in World War II. We weren't the bad guys. But what now? What do we do now? And if this is I don't want to live in a country that is on the same side as Putin, for fuck's sake. Well, why don't you move? Maybe. But, that's why it's like they make me sick because we all took an oath. Not all of us. There are many jobs that, not just in the military, where you take an oath to the Constitution. If you work for the federal government, you take an oath to serve the people and the Constitution. So they all know what they're doing is in violation of the very system that so many fought, bled, and died to create and entrust to us. And how dare they? How dare they? They should be ashamed. Mitch McConnell, he should be ashamed. They should all be ashamed. Like Marco Rubio, for fuck's sake. What a disgrace. Let me see if because let me see. He was slinking into his chair. Where is that picture? It's so, and he should be embarrassed. Wait, wrong one. Where is this? Look at him. Look at that fucking coward sitting there, melting into the cushions. But then he tweets something about how proud he is and proud of the president. He knows better. Oh yeah, but look at his account, his Twitter account, Christian. They all put Christian first, right? If only. If only. Look at this fucking face. Spineless. Weak. Pathetic. Fucking-thetic, man. Pathetic.
Message for
Because you'll get a ceasefire fast.
Oh, shut your
I
hole.
was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins.
See, he's got nothing in his mind but the propaganda of Fox News. That but the statement is, what statement? What from where? From Perjury Trader Green's Twitter account? The statement. Obama gave you sheets. Oh, and then he goes on about Russia.
What if anything? What if anything?
What? Fuck
they
you.
broke it with Biden because Biden they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama.
That's it. They're afraid of you.
They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal?
They used him. Poor
thing. Was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton.
Hillary
Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam.
Throw names out there.
And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war.
Look at this shit.
He went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it.
The poor thing. They accused him. The guy that opposition leaders fall out of the sky. All of a sudden, they wake up with a serious case of being poisoned. You know, they end up dead. Or, disappeared in prison. This is who we're fucking dealing with. A stupid motherfucker like we've never seen. Like nobody's ever seen such a dumb bastard as Traitor Trump staining the White House. The Russia hoax. Bullshit. It is not a hoax. Okay? The Senate Intelligence Committee, this is why the corporate media is a fucking joke here. Because did anybody watch this live and did they break back in saying, excuse me, well, we'll have to go through all the lies. The Senate Intelligence Committee, a Republican-led Senate Intelligence Committee, concluded after an extensive investigation, that Russia's interference was, quote, a grave counterintelligence threat, and that they interfered in our election to help the Trump campaign, and that Trump campaign associates had regular contact with Russian intelligence operatives. Also, the Mueller report confirmed that Russia hacked into the Democratic National Committee and the Republican National Committee, but they released Democratic information, but held on to the Republican information. They kept that under their hats. Wink, wink, I suppose. God knows what compromise they have on the Republican Party. And that they use disinformation campaigns in the American social media landscape to boost Trump's candidacy, targeted and micro-targeted with the help of, Paul Manafort, who handed the fucking Russians their campaign data. So they knew who to target. How would they know? They don't know, like, this town in buttfuck goddamn Tennessee is a Trumpanzee, whatever the hell. It's a haven for Trumpanzees. They'll be really susceptible to all the bullshit. So, that's what Paul Manafort gave the Russians, who infiltrated social media with all their misinformation. That was when the social media, Facebook and Twitter, wasn't quite a cesspool, because they had some standards. Not anymore. This past election, of course, all the spigots were uncorked, and there's absolutely no boundaries, because Musk and what's his face, JD Vance's Peter Thiel, these democracy-loathing billionaires who are the poster children for why billionaires are anathema to freedom, democracy, decency, humanity, want us to be an authoritarian state. So they're happy as shit. You know, Putin, Xi, Kim Jong-un, the unelected South African sociopath, and Peter Thiel, they're all fucking giddy about the fact that they were able to turn America into an authoritarian shithole without even firing a shot. So the FBI, when it wasn't run by a cross-eyed kook who hates America and probably got beaten as a kid and should get therapy for all of his manias. He's another one. I mean, he wrote that children's book about the king, the plot against the king. I mean, it says it all. They don't like democracy because democracy takes a level of maturity that they don't have. They need a king, and they'll choose any king. I mean, clearly their standards are low. Look at the king. You know, it's not like a good king. We're not talking about, you know, Marcus Aurelius over here. We're talking about Nero. Really. They want Nero. They want Caligula. They want, like, the worst. They want Commodus. They want the worst fucking authoritarians, the worst assholes, the most abusive, the ones who are in it for the money, the ones who love the power but don't have the ability, right? Like, I mean, he really is like Nero, Trump, you know? We've talked about this before. He really is, because he's had all the opportunities. He's been handed everything. He went to the greatest schools, right? But he paid people to take his tests, to sit in his lectures, to write his papers and whatnot. And that's all true. And, of course, we know, we don't have to hear it from Mary Trump. We know by the fact that he's a moron, that he doesn't know anything about history, much less reality, that he doesn't know where to put an apostrophe on YOU''RE. He doesn't know when to use TO, TWO, or TOO, right? Because if you have the greatest education in the world, you would come out of that greatest education with the basic level of being able to write a sentence, or you would know something about history. You would know something about the world you live in. You wouldn't be a bottomless moron with no standards, right? But I guess when he went to school, like, it doesn't matter to him. He cheated himself. He doesn't see that, though. He cheated himself, right? If you have somebody hands you the greatest education and you don't go, you send somebody else to your lectures, you cheat yourself. But to him, he would rather be prowling a disco and grabbing people by the pussy. That's it. Because that's him. He's Nero. And there's that famous sculpture of Nero sitting with the philosopher Seneca, teaching him, trying to educate this baboon, and the baboon of Nero, but Nero sitting there with his hood up, disinterested. It's the same thing. You know, you can bring a baboon to any, you know, and you could try to lead a baboon to enlightenment, but they're always going to be a baboon. And that's who we have here. So Russia, the Russia hoax. Every time I know it's hard for the corporate media, but it shouldn't be up to me, little Tarabuster, on the, you know, my Tarabuster show, to point out whenever he says Russia hoax, that the Mueller report confirmed Russia's hacking of the Democratic emails and the disinformation campaign and the Republican Party, and that they did all of their dirty tricks to aid Trump. Okay? So, the FBI indicted 12 Russian military officers for hacking into the Democratic Party systems, that the Russian military intelligence, right in the heart of Putin's whatever, from Putin's orders, hacked into the DNC, the DCCC, the Clinton campaign, and released these emails strategically to damage Hillary Clinton and aid their baboon. Social media, the Internet Research Agency, IRA, ran a troll farm. This is Putin's troll farm, creating fake accounts, and now they're all over. They are ubiquitous. Everywhere you look. If you're on Twitter, you could be, chances are you're fighting, or if you even are on Twitter. I go on there to get videos and stuff, but every time you're on there, it gets worse and worse. It's just, it's a cesspool of Nazis. So it's run by, the trolls are rampant, and these are Russian trolls. They're Russian bots. So they ran a troll farm, creating fake accounts to spread all the divisive content, and it was micro-targeted to help the fucking baboon. So all of this that he's talking about, the hoax, it's not a hoax. And then there's Putin's direct involvement. U.S. intelligence agencies assessed that Vladimir Putin personally ordered interference in our elections to undermine Clinton and aid Trump. Oh, poor baby. As Trump said, he had to put up with that. Look that poor baby. It must have hurt his fee-fees, like Trump's feet were hurt from bone spurs when his country called. And then, of course, the intelligence reports. When we had an intelligence agency not run by Russian trolls and Russian operatives, like what's her face now, what's her name? Her name is escaping me. The dumb bitch who used to be a Democrat and is now in charge of our intelligence agencies. Yeah, all of these. I wish I never heard of any of these names. But they're all, not Bondi. The one with she used to be a Democrat. What's her name? God damn it. Now it's annoying me. Tulsi, yes, exactly. Tulsi Gabbard, the kook, who grew up in a cult, an anti-gay cult. Let's see, Tulsi Gabbard. She's a Russian agent. And it's pretty fucking terrifying, really. Let's see. She has aligned her life with Russian narratives. If it smells like a duck and looks like a duck and quacks like a duck and shit, it's a fucking duck, man. It's a goddamn motherfucking duck. Let's see. So there was a bipartisan consensus that the Senate report and the Mueller investigation were true, and that Russians interfered in our election to help the con man. The FBI's indictments, let's see. Yes, there were a lot of, let me see, hold on. A lot of people went to jail for a hoax. Right? He had to pardon a few, the con man pardoned a few people over a hoax, I guess. I don't know. A lot of people that go to jail for a hoax. Oh, they're all traitors. They're all fucking traitors. Yeah, Paul Manafort, he was convicted. Michael Flynn, how about that? Remember him? Another traitor. Roger Stone. George Papadopoulos. He pled guilty. Richard Pinedo, convicted of identity fraud and selling bank accounts that were used by Russian trolls. They're all in bed with the Russians. 12 Russian military officers were indicted. The Putin's internet research agency, supposed research. Remember when Trump said he and Putin were opening a Russia? They were going to get together and do the the cybersecurity for the United States. Yeah, because Russia. Oh my God, he's never. Putin is as giddy as a goddamn kitten. He's probably rolling around, playing with yarn. Can't believe his luck. How stupid Americans are. Not everyone. 31%. All right, guys. My name is Tara Devlin. See you soon. All right. And become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin and watch The Tara Show on the Political Voices Network with myself, Tara Devlin, and Tara Dublin on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. All right, I want to show you one last video before we go. To show you, here's something that made me want to puke. It's all connected. Look at the Zelinsky. Oh my God. And you know how many times Putin's tried to kill Zelinsky? There's that fucking baboon, though. God, I hate them. God, where is it? I hate Lindsey Graham. I hate the Republican Party. Here's Trump after the meeting, after the gang up on Zelensky. He went outside to talk to the press.
He doesn't have to stand there and say about Putin this, Putin that, and all negative things. He's got to say, I want to make peace. I don't want to fight a war any longer.
See? You see what he's saying? Oh, he said bad things about my buddy, Putin. He said, but he was saying Putin this, Putin that. He doesn't have to do that. He should be nice to my friend Putin. Oh, God. Wait, hold on. Here's... what's his face? Here's Lindsey Graham if you really want to puke. Which I do. I really felt like puking after.
All right.
For you or for us?
So, what I think?
The useless White House press corps.
Utter disaster. I've been to Ukraine
oh, fuck you,
8
Lindsey,
or 9 times since the war started. I understand the consequences of Putin's actions against Ukraine. I appreciate what the Ukrainian people have done. They fought like tigers. At the end of the day, I was hoping that this minerals deal, which would be transformative in the relationship, would go over well. I talked to Zelinsky this morning. Don't take the bait.
Oh,
President Trump was in a very good mood last night.
Oh, he was in a good mood. Don't take the bait when the both of them gang up on you. He didn't take the bait. He had to speak up a little bit, but they pounced on him. They wouldn't let him talk. They were lying. Russia, Putin, right? So look at Lindsey. You see what I'm saying? How these Republicans are the domestic enemies the founders warned us about? Here goes the gaslighting.
I am embarrassed about Trump. I have never been more proud of the president.
You are
I was very proud of JD Vance.
Really?
Standing up for our country. We want to be helpful. What I saw in the Oval Office was disrespectful.
World
and I don't know if we can ever do
appalled.
business with Zelensky again.
Fuck you, Lindsey. You fucking paper tiger bitch. No balls. No fucking balls. Ugh. Yeah, Trump and Vance falsely accused Zelensky of failing to express thanks for the U.S., which is bullshit. In fact, at the meeting's start, Zelinsky said explicitly, "Thank you so much, Mr. President, and thank you, America. Thank you for your support." Oh, I hate them. Yes, of course, he reiterated the baseless claim that Zelinsky started the war. Wow. Vance called Zelinsky disrespectful. Wow. Wow. All right. Look at Lindsay. I mean, John McCain. Remember when he was John McCain's sidekick? It's simply, I guess, Lindsay is a beta, and he just goes where the power is, or so he really has no balls, frankly. I mean, he's definitely a gay, right? Lindsay, it's a long known open secret that Lindsay is gay. He will never come out of the closet because he's a coward. He will continue to vote against gays because he's a coward. That is who they are. Look at his face. I have never been so proud, as the whole world is appalled. As the democratic world is appalled. He's never been more proud. Well, you gotta wonder. You know who else is proud? Putin. And everyone who hates America. They're very proud too. They're happy. In fact, they were giddy about it on Russian state media. They couldn't believe it. They were so happy. The presenter on Russian state TV said that Trump disciplined Zelinsky, and that it was framed as a pivotal moment for Ukraine because Zelinsky failed to secure U.S. security guarantees. Well, I mean, I guess they thought that we were people of our word. Never again, right? Never again. All right, my friends. Yep, that's right. Midas Kevin Anderson says, this is the guy who called Trump a complete numbskull. And now he said, I've never been more proud of Trump in my life. He also said that I think he's a kook, right? Let's see if I have those. I think he's unhinged. Let's see. Lindsay. I think, and like Rubio too. Calling Trump a con man.
I'm not going to try to get into the mind of Donald Trump because I don't think there's a whole lot of space there. I think he's a kook. I think he's crazy. I think he's unfit for office. And I'm a Republican and he's not. He's not a conservative Republican. He's an opportunist. He could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and 25 or 30% of the people would still follow him because he gives voice to their anger and their frustration.
What about you now, bitch?
He's not fit to be president of the United States.
No, he's not.
Any Republican who would accuse George W. Bush of lying to the American people about the Iraq War and being responsible for 9/11 is not a Republican. They're an extremist. They're crazy.
Why then is he leading in your state? Why then?
Because 25.
Why then does he have a 2-to-1 edge with white evangelicals in South Carolina?
They hate Obama. Trump gives voice to frustration and anger that's real. He accuses most illegal immigrants of being rapists and drug dealers. He plays into the idea that maybe Obama is a Muslim, There are a lot of people in my party who are very frustrated and angry with the Obama administration.
Maybe he's not.
He gives
Who knows,
force to that
right?
anger. 70% of us in South Carolina believe that Donald Trump is not a conservative Republican. We think that he's unfit for office, that he would be a terrible commander-in-chief. He doesn't have the temperament or judgment.
Changed?
But when he accused President George W. Bush, who we admire in large numbers here, of lying to the American people about the Iraq War and being responsible for the most vicious attack on our homeland since Pearl Harbor.
What's different? Did he change? Did he ever take that back?
The public.
Right, the military vote in South Carolina is significant. So if
anybody who is a veteran or in the military who votes for Republicans is a dumb fuck. That's all I have to say. That's another thing that I'm so sick of the corporate media. Because they don't vote, they don't tell the truth. You know, they say, oh, the veterans and the military, they go for the Republicans. Well, if that's the case, then shame on them. Let's see. Republicans hate... They do. They always vote against veterans' benefits. They hurt veterans at every turn. Let's see. I have a list. The House proposed a 6-month funding bill that omitted $12 billion to maintain veterans' medical care. There you go. Okay. That's just, that's in 2024. They underfunded the PAC Act's Toxic Exposure Fund by $14 billion. That's 2023. In 2023, they bill the same bill, the PAC Act, reduced military construction funding by $1 billion. Impacting the service members' facilities. Remember that? Yeah. Let's see. 25 Republicans opposed the PAC Act, delaying benefits for veterans exposed to toxic substances. I can't talk. A public backlash eventually led to them removing their grip. In 2014, the Senate Republicans blocked a comprehensive bill to expand veterans clinics and protect military retiree benefits. In 2011, a bill proposed by Representative Paul Ryan aimed to end VA health care for certain disabled veterans. Can you believe this? It's all the time. That's just a few. They never support the troops. They like the troops who die because then they can look all good, like weepy-eyed and when they attend their funerals. But veterans who return home? Oh, fuck off. Go die. You should have died. Then they'll praise you as a hero. Well, here's Rubio.
We are going to send the message that the party of Lincoln and Reagan and the presidency of the United States will never be held by a con artist.
Well, how do you feel now? How you feel now, Marco? How you feel now, Marco? Right? God. Well, I guess we can end on... Yeah, let's look at this. Let's look together at the Leopards Eating Our Face page. This is the first time I'm admitting this. I made a mistake in November. I feel sick. I hear you. I see you. And you can have a conversation with me. I'm embarrassed and regret my vote. I am truly sorry. I allowed the wool over my eyes versus seeing reality. I fully admit I got caught up in MAGA. I've been a Republican my entire life, but I cannot stand for the insanity that has unraveled since he's been sworn in. Well, I guess the first time, the million dead, the fucking meltdowns, the assholes who couldn't wear a piece of cloth on their face, had to have fucking tantrums on airplanes and everywhere else. We'll have to endure that shit because we have divisive non-leader. And the Republican Party, same thing, trying to divide us so they can easily steal. What about... Wait, where is I? What he has said about Gaza and Ukraine, heartbreaking. Him bowing to Elon and Putin? I've lost sleep. Good. You should not sleep, honey, for the next 4 years. I hope you lose a lot of sleep. I have immense regret. I support and understand your words. And this person says, wow, thank you so much for sharing this. Well, good. Hey, you saw the light. That's good, finally. Too late. A little too late. Yeah. Look at that. This is the world response to Zelinsky. See? All the democratic free world. Let's see if I go to Zelensky's Twitter account. I might be able to see it better. Zelensky. I mean, I don't know. I wish I could meet the man and shake his hand and say, I am very sorry. What's his Twitter account? I know I'm spelling it wrong. Zelensky Twitter. There we go. See, Slovenia upholds the principles and respect of international law and international relations. What we witnessed in the Oval Office today undermines these values and the foundations of diplomacy. We stand firmly in support of Ukraine's sovereignty. How hard is that? How hard is that, maggots? See? We stand behind Ukraine and the Ukrainian people in their historic fight to defend themselves against the unprovoked Russian aggression. Their fight is our fight. Who's that from? Prime Minister of who? I don't know. Having visited Ukraine twice, I've seen the resilience and courage of its people. Ireland stands with Ukraine. When I met with President Zelinsky yesterday, I reiterated our full support for a just, durable, and sustained peace. See? That's the free world. The Ukrainian people have been courageously defending their country against Russia, the Russian aggressor, for more than 3 years. I personally visited the war zone and saw for myself how big the sacrifices were. We all want this war to end at last. Russia is the aggressor, and therefore Europe supports Ukraine's efforts to achieve a just and lasting peace. It's so embarrassing, isn't it? Canada. Russia illegally and unjustifiably invaded Ukraine. For 3 years now, Ukrainians have fought with courage and resilience. Their fight for democracy, freedom, and sovereignty is a fight that matters to us all. Canada will continue to stand with Ukraine and Ukrainians in achieving a just and lasting peace. Aren't you proud, everyone? You proud to be an American at this point? How these baboons have so dragged us down. This is all the free world standing with Ukraine. Except for Putin, North Korea, Russia, of course. I guess Hungary. That's it. You know, all the shitholes. Unbelievable. Look at this. It keeps going on and on. These are all leaders of the democratic free world expressing their support for Ukraine. And all of these leaders, it proves that America is now a rogue state. We're on our own. These Russian assets, Traitor Trump, they've made us unsafe and alone in the world. If you think that the free world's going to share with us sensitive intelligence, it's not going to happen. America can no longer be trusted. I know. I don't want to be a pariah either, Jim, but here we are. It's because of it's Republicans. They've done this to us. And all the idiots who voted for it. Oh, because of the price of eggs. How's the price of eggs now, assholes? They put fucking egg surplus charges. And now an egg sandwich is what did I told you the other day? I bought a bagel with egg. It was fucking $8. You kidding me? And thank you, Kathy, for your super chat. For keeping us in the good fight. Thank you, Kathy. You're in it with me. We're in it together, and I certainly can't do it alone. So thank you. All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta put my feet up. Sorry, JD. Thank you for being here. I'm just saying sorry because America is a fucking pariah. But thank you for understanding that we're not all like this, like that. Just 31%. Something's got to give. All right, my friends. So I will see you probably Wednesday with Robyn Kincaid. Hopefully. We'll see one day at a time how it goes. You never know. Sometimes we'll do a show. Sometimes we won't. On Wednesday, and then Thursday, the Tara show at the Political Voices Network. And then we have our show on Friday. Got to do a lot of shows. It's true, because you got to get the word out. And we hope that when people go online, they encounter the patriotic message of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Because we're on the right side of history. It's true. I love you too, Vlad. Thank you so much. I love you all. I really do. Oh, yeah. Netflix recommendations. What do you think? Warrior? Okay. Cobra Kai. Warrior and Cobra Kai. All right. I'll check it out. I need some... See, what I like to do on Sundays a lot, that's my day of disconnecting. I want to watch something on Netflix, just binge watch. You know what I want to watch, but I didn't watch it last week. It's that one, with Robert De Niro. It's supposed to be really good, but it was political. And I didn't feel like watching it, but it got really good reviews. I might watch it Sunday. We'll see. But you got to tune out now and then. Just watch something stupid. I like watching, I don't know. I like when something's like 6 episodes. I can just spend the whole day being distracted from my life. You know what I mean? Like what did I watch recently? Well, it was old. I like that American Crime Story. That was good. But they haven't done one in a while. I watched the Gianni Versace one about Andrew Cunanan. That was good. That was a good one. Very sad, of course, but really good and very well done. And what else? And then sometimes I'll just go on YouTube and watch whatever the hell is recommended. The cats are watching cat TV. They watch cat TV all day. And with the guinea pig, he watches it too. A little spooky. Alone in Australia? What's that? Is that a thing? Are you alone in Australia, Poppy? Or is that a movie? Oh, okay. I see. Alone, it's a TV show. I don't want to watch anything that's alone. Makes me feel alone in the world. It hits too close to home. You know what I mean? All right. All right, guys. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out. Look at the cats. They're already... I didn't even have to put them in the bedroom. They calmed down, finally. I love you all. Thank you for hanging out. My name is Tara Devlin. I will see you on Wednesday at whatever time, 6, something like that. And Thursday at the Political Voices Network at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll let you know what will happen with the show if we end up doing more episodes. We might end up doing a show Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, too. That'll be good. I don't have a life anyway, so what the fuck, right? We gotta build these liberal media outlets. Thank you. Love you too. Thank you. Love you too, Poppy. And everyone else. We will win. We're on the right side of history. That's for sure. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I love you all. My name is Tara Devlin, and I will see you very soon.